Hi everybody, welcome to Oregon State Women's Basketball All Access. Ron Callan with you, along with the head coach Scott Rueck. And Scott, first of all, it's just great to be back at games, watching your team perform. And now we're back on Maui for the first time in 2 years. You got to feel good about that.
I feel great about that. How can you feel bad? Right here, look at this. This is real. This is not a green screen. And so we are very blessed and fortunate, to have life returning to somewhat normalcy, being back on the court, like you mentioned, with fans, to get to travel, to go East Coast a couple times now, and now way west, the other direction. And so year 5, unfortunately not 6, it's the 6th year of our tournament, but only the 5th that we've been able to travel out here. And so excited to be here, excited to compete, excited to be a part of this community.
6 time zones from Philadelphia to Maui, and so way out west. And a lot of the players on your team, this is their first time to come to Maui for the Maui Jim Maui Classic.
Well, that's the beauty of what we get to do. Whether it's an overseas trip to Italy like we've done, or just to travel within our regular season like this, giving our students different experiences, just letting them see different parts of the world, different parts of the country, is really part of education. It's a big part of what I love to do, exposing them to different things and giving them opportunities that they wouldn't normally get to be a part of. And then not only to do that, but then once you show up in a place, make the most of it. And so to give back and to also receive. And so we're able to do that as a part of this trip.
Being here on Maui, I've been here. This is my 5th time at the Classic. One thing you always do is youth outreach to schools. And we went to the Maui Preparatory Academy. It's the only school I've ever been to where the students can stand and watch whales breach. That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's absolutely, gorgeous campus, amazing culture. It was fun to be there and just feel the energy, just being up on their campus, watching their elementary school children going out to recess, their middle school students, that part of the basketball clinic on their outdoor court, right in the middle of their campus, and then to spend some time with their high school students. And, our students are role models. That's who we recruit. And to let our students share with them in a Q&A session about, what's next and what's it like to be a college student, what's it like to be recruited, what's it like to chase down your dreams beyond high school. So those are amazing moments for their students, I know, but also for ours, to give back like that. It's very rewarding because not long ago they were in that exact same spot.
Right. So, we came from Philadelphia, and you look at this season so far, we've got five wins, and the 3 losses, each one could have been a dub. Let's face it, that's got to be frustrating for the coaching staff and for this team, which is just a fascinating mix of veteran players and newcomers, but not that many players who've been with you the entire time, like the Katea Corsdale, I guess Taylor Jones, Kennedy Brown, and Jelena Mitrovic. And other than that, you got a lot of new people.
A lot of new faces, yeah, that's for sure. And of course, we want to win them all, and there's no doubt about that. And you're right, it felt like all 8 games so far have been winnable, and we only have 5 to show for that. You got to give our opponents a lot of credit. But this is a team with, like you mentioned, new faces, new roles, and figuring it out, developing consistency. We've had, a couple players missing this game or that game for different reasons, and that's been a challenge to overcome each time because, every rep is important and is vital for this group to grow together as they develop their confidence together and learn each other and learn our system. And so as a coach, you want it to happen overnight. You want it to be quick. Sometimes things take a little longer than other times, and I'm pleased with the progress, and certainly we've seen moments of just brilliance. You think back to a quarter where we outscored Notre Dame 26-8, I believe, something like that. That's what this team's capable of doing. And so I believe when this comes together and when we're playing 40 minutes consistently that this group will be able to play with anyone.
You look at some of the individuals on this roster this year. I'm just going to start big. 6'9" from
Easy
Serbia. Yeah, she is. As we go back and remember the progress Ruth Hamblin had, kind of a raw freshman from Houston, British Columbia, and she turns into an all Pac-12 player and a shot blocking magician. And then here's Jelena Mitrovic, who was injured as went back to Serbia in the summer, and something happened. She got serious.
Yeah, she had a great offseason, and she said, she felt, I know she felt some hope with the way that she played down the stretch of last year, getting healthy for the first time in a while. And that fueled a great offseason where she really got serious. I mean, she was healthy for the first time, starting to feel really good. It was fun to run instead of painful to run. That's a big thing. It was fun to get down and get low and post up strong instead of having pain in her knees. And, for us, yeah, certainly we need to be patient with her. She's working through those things. But I'm really proud of her for the way that she's embraced, this game. She loves to play basketball. The game here is different than what she's played at home, no question. And so she's adapting, to the physicality of this game and her role on our team. But we saw the other day, just how impactful she can be and how amazingly skilled she is, for a player her size. And she changes the game the second she goes on the floor.
Well, she likes the Eastern Time Zone. I mean, 9 points, 10 rebounds against the Hawks of Monmouth, and then 14 points, 13 rebounds. And her minutes are increasing, and I think that you guys, the coaching staff, your confidence in what she has the potential to do is pretty paramount right now.
Yeah, she's given us reason for that. I mean, she's being more and more consistent, and like I said, I mean, she's impactful. And when you have somebody that's 6'9" standing behind you, that's difficult to score in the post. It changes the game. And the amazing thing about her when we switch, and she's guarding smaller players. She takes such good angles and has a quickness to her to allow herself to stay in front of smaller players off the dribble, and then offensively, to be able to step out and shoot the 17-footer, and eventually it will be the three. Every once in a while, she'll knock that three down, but that 17-footer is very consistent. And then she's a beautiful passer and has great court vision. And so, as she's working in our system, we're learning how to use her the best we can, and the efficiencies are just increasing every week.
We're with Scott Rueck here on All Access, talking Beavers, talking women's basketball, and we want to go behind the scenes a little bit. One thing that goes on all season, all year long, is recruiting. That's a big part of the game. People don't talk about it that much. I mean, there's guys, that's all they look at, right? But do you enjoy that? And what about the rest of the coaching staff? Jonas Chatterjee, Jenny Booth, Devin Hunter. I mean, because obviously it's a battle out there.
It doesn't matter if you enjoy it. You better. That's your option. I love it. It is the game in many ways. We joke the game is not the game. The game is scheduling. It's getting the right people on the bus, both staff and roster, and then developing from there and growing together from there. And it's taking care of everybody associated with your program and creating events like this one that just put it over the top. And so the recruiting aspect is, it's everything. Everybody will tell you that. And so I love it. I think it's something that over the years you just get more and more efficient at. You find the right fits, and that doesn't mean, or it's not the perfect fit for every single person, but man, it's the right fit, for some, and identify that person and then go hard, to help them understand why it's a great fit from their angle too. And then, once you get together, I think everybody recognizes, yeah, this is a perfect fit. This needs to happen, and so. But it's every day, year round, and I've been fortunate throughout my career at Oregon State to have fantastic recruiters, fantastic people, that can share the vision of our program with those students and let them know, hey, this is a family. It's not lip service. We're here to take care of you, to treat you like a family member every day, and to help you grow beyond what you believe is possible, and do things that you never even imagined before. And if you look back, we have countless stories of that happening right here, and so now it's just like, who's next? Who's next? And so it's a lot of fun.
Last thing, there are many universities, obviously, dozens and dozens and dozens. They don't put on tournaments like you guys do at Oregon State. It's a big deal that you guys have pulled this off. How did you just come up with the idea simply, let's have a tournament? Tell everybody, because I think, it's become such a success, and it's kind of unfortunately, COVID's kept a lot of Beaver Nation away from Maui this year. But talk about that, the genesis, and how exciting it is to have this opportunity, because when you think about recruiting, it's one of the little tidbits, right?
Yeah, it is. It's fun to talk about, and it's a dream come true, really. We've I always like taking teams to places, destinations. From back in my very first trip 25 years ago, I think I took a team 24 years ago, was to Daytona, Florida, and then it was to Vegas or LA or somewhere in my D3 days, and then once we've been here, it's Puerto Rico, Puerto Vallarta, all over the country, and then Hawaii was, year one. It was scheduled before I arrived that we came over here, and it was on Oahu at University of Hawaii. And the NCAA rules only allow you to go to a tournament once every 4 years, unless you host it. And BYU was hosting a tournament on their campus on Oahu, North Shore. BYU, their D2 school, and they hosted it every year, and I'm like, brilliant. So we just need to host a tournament on Hawaii. We get to go to Hawaii every year, and let's figure that out. So, a good friend of mine, Ben Pregnell, who oversaw Basketball Maui, the president of Basketball Maui, had the infrastructure over here. I called him. I said, Ben, is this something you would consider? Because I am trying to get to Hawaii, but I also want to put on an event that is full service. You don't just show up, play games, and go home and spend a few hours on the beach. You show up and let the community know you're there. You invest in the community, then you invite the community, and you pour into the place. And we have all these teams full of role models. Like, let's let the community get to know them. And it's good for our students. It's good for everyone else. It's just a win. And so that was the vision. And Ben is a big thinker, a big idea guy, and an awesome person. And Ben's like, let's do it. And so the Maui side and our Maui family over here from Basketball Maui and now Vertical Sports has done such a great job helping us put this together. It's a fundraiser for them. Certainly, it's a great tournament for us. And it's an awesome event for our students. And through the first 4 years before COVID shut us down, we've grown the thing. I think it was 1,000 people that had come to our last games. We had great momentum. Of course, shut down, nothing last year. And so now we're rebuilding momentum just a little bit. But that's the vision. And hopefully we'll get to do it for a long time. And it's everything that's good about what we do, in my opinion.
Scott, appreciate the time. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And they had Pac-12 on New Year's Eve, right? At home. Here comes Utah. It's not that far away.
No, a couple weeks. We got 3 games here as we prepare. And so Merry Christmas to you and everybody at home. And Happy holidays. Go Beavs.